What's up guys, Russ Lyman here and welcome back to another game hunting episode. I head out to Baltimore, Maryland to see my buddy Joe. Let's see what happens. What's up guys, I'm in Baltimore. I came to hang out with Joe. We're gonna go game hunting. I found 3 game stores near where he lives, I guess. One's walking distance. I think we might get some scooters.
The other one is scooter distance.
Whether I'll scooter with the camera, I don't know how skilled I am.
I'll hold the camera so I can film you.
Scooting. All right, coming up.
Russ, what you doing? Russ, what you doing? Russ, what you doing? Let's find out.
So our first stop is this place called Canton's, and it's a small little shop that has board games, video games, and a few other items. Canton Games. Let's check it out. One thing I noticed when I walked in the door, they got candy. And it's never good to go game hunting on an empty stomach. Just make sure you don't grab the Cheetos and start touching stuff with those cheesy fingers. So I'm walking around the game store and I spot in this showcase a few themed chessboards. And there was one that was Legend of Zelda. So a few of the pieces were Link himself, Zelda, Ganon, Navi was on there. Really cool and awesome detail. They had a few others. One was pirate themed and one had dragons. So if you guys are into chess, really cool items to check out. Not only did he have themed chessboards, he had a chessboard that played by itself. Essentially, you were playing against a computer, and the way it would work, you would press down your chess piece and then move it to that square and press down again to let the computer know where you moved, and then it would make its move on its own. And let's say I picked up the board and I'm back here in Connecticut and someone else had the app. Well, I can play with them with this board remotely. Pretty cool.
That all day long.
Magic chess. It also kind of reminded me of Wizard's chess from Harry Potter.
Queen to e5.
That's totally barbaric.
That's Wizard's chess.
They had a lot of board games in the back of the shop that were used, so you can try them out or buy them at a discount as well. And that wasn't the only thing back there. I came across an Atari system with a couple games to the side, so you can try it out on their TV and relive some of the old vintage games. Alright guys, I'm in Baltimore checking out game stores and I'm at Canton.
Oh, this is Canton Games. We've got all kinds of cool board games, video games, card games, anything fun we've got in this store.
Yeah, it's a fun little shop. Looks like you guys have open board game nights and you come down and play some Magic and a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
Main question is though, do you guys have Battletoads?
Of course we have Battletoads.
Confirmed. While While browsing around the shop, I saw behind the register they actually had a few high-end Super Nintendo games up there. Mega Man X2 and Demon Crest. Really cool. A little bit out of my price range, but still cool to see. There was also this Game Boy Pocket in the case that had some weird case over it. It made the buttons kind of sunk in the D-pad. I'd never seen anything like it before. You picking up a game, Joe?
I've never survived.
Blocus.
Blocus.
Or Blockus.
We don't know.
Blocus. I have no idea.
Could be all three.
So you keep playing until...
Looks like a weird Jello Tetris.
Yeah, it's jelly Tetris.
the dealer takes
I'm down.
We'll play tonight though. We'll report back how it goes.
Yeah.
really goes anywhere with you.
Well, we were done looking around in there and we were off to the next stop, but it was too far to walk, so we were gonna get some electric scooters to ride.
I'm gonna go get the other one.
Okay. All right, we found 2 scooters. Joe went off to get the other one. We'll see how this works. So there's 2 companies out there, so I just downloaded an app called Bird, and it shows you where the scooters are, and you can locate one, and then basically you just scan it, and then you can ride it, and it charges you how long you're on it, I think, or maybe by distance, but still pretty neat and a cool way to get around. That works. What's up?
Russ, what you doing? Russ, what you doing?
I don't know why I didn't get off the scooter and go talk to her. She seemed really nice. Now I'll never see her again. Such a misconnection.
Russ.
What are you doing?
Alright, we made it down to... Is this a bay? Is this ocean? What is this? Found this little park area. So after zipping around on the scooters in the rain, we were ready to get dry. We finally found the next location, and it was called Protean's Books and Records. All right, still pouring out. We just got here and dropped the scooters off.
Yeah.
The place was, it's pretty interesting how it's set up. You wouldn't even think it's a store. It's like on this, looks like a warehouse or something. But they got books, music, movies, and games, bright orange. So it stands out between the rest, but let's check it out. Well, let me tell you, they certainly had a lot of records. And it was organized by genre, so you could check out rock, jazz, or whatever music you're into. They also had quite a bit of other stuff. There was a small section there with cool kids' books. A few of them I remember reading growing up and just brought back some memories. Look what I just found. I found this at Goodwill a couple months back. You guys remember that game hunting episode? Found this sweet Monster Madness book. Never too early to get Halloween stuff, right? They also had a small section with some VHS tapes, so I was looking through there, see if anything stood out. And one tape in particular was New Kids on the Block. I probably watched this performance back in the day. Just hanging tough. So I'm looking around at things. Joe's sister's checking out a few items. She's found this really cool set of Barbie skates, I think, like roller skates. And then Joe found some boxes with a bunch of different toys in it. I didn't even notice under these vinyl record shelves there were boxes filled with toys. And it was filled with He-Man figures, wrestling figures.
Joe, do you see a figure here? I don't see anything.
I came across some awesome Dragon Ball Z action figures. So nothing beats digging through these toy boxes and seeing what's under there. They did have a section up front with some video games. There was 2 glass cases and they had some PlayStation games in there. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64. Nothing that stood out to me that I needed in my collection, but it was nice that they offered it. Maybe you guys don't collect vinyl records and you want to go a little bit new school, but not so new. They had cassette tapes there as well. And I definitely listened to cassette tapes growing up. I still have a few right here. Wayne's World soundtrack, oh man, so good. Bonesman Rhapsody. And the Ninja Turtles movie soundtrack, TURTLE Power. So there was a lot to take in. The store was pretty big and a lot of square footage into it. And one thing that stood out was Dr. Gloom's Crypt of Curiosity. I feel like this is something you would find off the highway, off the beaten path. Really neat and really cool. So basically you walk through this curtain and the whole room is lit up with black lights to add to the atmosphere. And they had little picture frames with the story about that display, where they had a coffin there with the bones of some vampire. They had some cool cameras set up and talked about spiritual photography, capturing like ghosts and stuff on film. There was a lot of local legends of witches and ghouls and stuff like that. Really cool to see. So this is like basically a room of, I guess, local legends, witches and vampires and stuff like that. Pretty neat items. Scary and spooky. Well, we finally dried off and had a great look around this store and we were getting hungry, so it was time to go. All right, we're exiting. It's still raining. We're gonna walk to get some lunch. There was a lot in that store going on. Records, cassette tapes, video games, toys. A lot to look through if you guys are in the Baltimore area. Swing down, check out the orange strip to find it. You guys are good. Joe took us to this local restaurant called Mothers. Grabbing some lunch at a place called Mothers. I got the chili because it's cold outside. And I decided to try a really cool hamburger called the Elvis. It was basically a hamburger that came with bacon and a big glob of peanut butter. I feel like they should have added bananas. A missed opportunity. There we go, peanut butter and bacon on the burger, the Elvis. I don't even know which way to attack it. Lunch was done, our tummies were full, but the rain did not let up. We were soaked to the bone, so we decided to call it for the day. We ended up heading back to the house and decided to try out that game that Joe picked up earlier, the Blockus or Blocus or however you say it. It was certainly a fun game to try out, and if you have 4 people, it's a good time. You could play it as 2 people, but you have to play both colors because you have to fill up the whole board. It was certainly a blast hanging out, seeing Joe, and hanging out with Baby Conrad. Who's that, Baby C? Spider-Man? There's us. There's you. He's definitely grown up since I went to visit him back in April, and he'll probably be walking by the time I come to visit again. It was definitely getting late, about 5 o'clock, and we had to head out. The attached deck, rooftop deck. Just hanging out on the rooftop deck. I'm just about packed up, ready to head back to Connecticut. It's been a fun little visit. Hopefully we can come back again. Definitely when it warms up, this park's gonna be awesome. Go to some concerts, yeah. It's about a 4-hour drive back to Connecticut, so I didn't want to get back too late, so we hit the road. I will miss you. Bella.
Have a good night, Joe. Thank you again.
And it seemed we probably should have left earlier because we got stuck in so much holiday traffic, construction. It took us 9 hours to get home. It should have been a 4-hour ride. 9 hours, I didn't get home till 2 a.m. So I definitely slept in and tried to catch up on my rest. And I only ended up actually getting 2 things out of the game stores on the trip there, and that was this complete in box Vector Man 2 for the Sega Genesis. I have the first one and I thought it'd be great to complete the set, and it's in this cool cardboard case and it does have everything in there. And I got it for $16.99. One thing that's neat is it actually came with a handwritten note on the inside, and someone basically wrote down cheat codes and then put it in there for Vector Man 2. He wrote in cursive, so it's a little hard to read some of them, but I'll have to try them out and see if they work. And make sure you guys are following me on social media, Twitter and Instagram, because I always post stuff when I'm out game hunting, and you guys could get the in on, maybe some games that I picked up, and you would have known I picked up LA Noire on the Switch. I ended up grabbing this at a local GameStop. They were having a Black Friday weekend sale, and it was only $10. I never played the original, so I'm kind of excited to check it out. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my game hunting trip to Baltimore, Maryland. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part was. Scooter riding, or maybe some item that I missed in one of the game stores. As always, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel and let me know you guys enjoy the stuff that I do. And consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. I put out new content every week.
We love you, Russ!
As always guys, I'm Russ Lyman, and I'll see you next video. And I want to give a super shout out to all my Patreon supporters: Joey Ellis, George Sandoval, Joe Sheevy, David Apuzzo, Maynard, Dr. Pest, Nintendo, Brian Culpepper, TechWizX, and everyone on my Patreon page. Thanks so much for your constant support. Link below if you want to join. And I'll see you guys later.